So it is my first day in London. I've already checked into the Airbnb. It was very seamless. It was actually a hotel. But everything just has been so easy so far. It's beautiful and I'm about to show y'all around, so let's go. So let's explore Paddington first. On my first day, I went to this restaurant called Ask Italian, and it was absolutely amazing. And beautiful high ceilings, beautiful big windows, nice greenery and decorations, and even the mural art on the walls was just so beautiful and so clean. And the food was amazing on top of that. And they give you a little taste tester when you come in. They just gave me lemonade, so it wasn't really like that special, but it was cute. And then to eat, I had the purple pesto pasta. This was so good. So it was these long noodles that are curly on the sides, different. I don't know what those noodles are called, but it was purple and green pesto, green beans, and then when they deliver the food, they also shaved some fresh Parmesan on top. So it was so good. 5 stars. Definitely recommend to go to Ask Italian. So it's day 2 in London, and I just got breakfast at the Hyatt. I'll show you that. It was so beautiful, so good. Halal breakfast. Still drinking my coffee. Here I had a berry blast spritz, and it was basically like a fruit soda water where they put fresh fruit, fresh mint, and it had a little sparkle to it, but it was really good. Not too sweet, like the perfect amount of sweetness. And this is a halal space. I also had the veggie omelet, and the coffee that I got to go was also equally amazing. But I want to show you St. Ames, which is the place that I really wanted to go to, but they are only open for private events. But it's so cute on the outside too. They might actually be open. Let's go see. So they were just setting up for an event. They were not actually open. And yeah, so I want to show you what it looks like on the inside just from their Instagram page, because it's so beautiful. I really wanted to be able to see it, but I'm not going to be here. So yes, but here it is. So St. Ames is right by Hyde Park. So we're gonna stop and just walk into these gardens a little bit. Don't have too much time, but I at least want to see it. Hyde Park wasn't the most beautiful. They focus on preserving wildlife and insects, so that's why you see like the edges are trimmed, but in the middle they still have that tall high grass and like flowers that kind of look like weeds. So you know, it was still very well manicured for the purpose that it holds. And you see they had nice horses, so you could do horseback rides and stuff like that. So it was still a beautiful space. I love nature, so you know, I'm here for it. I'm here for the preservation. Getting around in London was seamless. My hotel space was right next to the Paddington station, and from Paddington I took Paddington to the St. Pancras station in order to take the bullet train to get to Paris. Now, the food and drink at St. Pancras were so good. They were amazing. And when I tell you, the space was very clean and well put together, well organized, everything. And you don't have to pay extra taxes on money exchanges if you do it there at the St. Pancras station. So keep that in mind. Wouldn't necessarily recommend the food on the train. I did try the food on the train and it was okay. It wasn't necessarily bad, but it also wasn't necessarily good. So I just wouldn't recommend it. But if you are hungry, they do have food options. And if you are taking the train between London and Paris, get your food on the London side, because on the Paris side, that was all junk food. It was so chaotic. It was actually pretty dirty in the Paris station. So keep that in mind. The Paris station is dirty and it has junk food like Five Guys and stuff, and Popeyes. Like, come on now, that's not what I came out the country to get. So yes, definitely the London side was a lot better. I bought my tickets through Eurostar. I went directly to their website. and it was a smooth ride, smooth transition. You want to make sure that you get to the station at least 60 to 90 minutes before your train is scheduled to leave. When I got back to London, I quickly checked into my stay in Kensington, and I love this stay. It was walking distance from the train station, and I had a room on the 9th floor, so I had a really nice view. And I love that they are cognizant of noise in this hotel. So the elevators had their own separate room that you would walk through the doors to get to the elevators, which cut down on that sound. And then their windows were double windows so that you wouldn't get too much noise from the train that's right there, you know. So, and from the reviews, the restaurants at the bottom of this hotel were really good. I didn't get to try those. I ended up going to different places, and I wasn't there that long. So there's that. I knew I was going to want to sleep in that day that I got there, and I was leaving super early the next day. So I didn't get to try it. I didn't pay for the breakfast or anything, but I heard it was really good just reading the reviews. Y'all, your girl looked up on some tickets. I had no idea about the Cross the Tracks festival that's hosted in London every single year. And so some of the women that I met in Paris, they were actually supposed to go to the Cross the Tracks, and they weren't able to go. So they gave me their tickets. So I was able to enjoy VIP tickets to the Cross the Tracks festival. I got to see Masego and Anderson .Paak. And I already knew I loved Masego, like that. I love him. So being able to see him in person and just feel that energy when he on stage, he know how to make you fall in love with him when he on stage, y'all. So I was like, man, I don't even like skinny dudes, but he fine. I mess with Masego. But that's neither here nor there. That's not what I was supposed to talk about. But yeah, so I was already a Masego fan, and now I'm even a deeper Masego fan. And he coming to St. Louis, so I'm excited. I'm gonna see him then too. And I love an Anderson .Paak fan. I had heard some of his songs, but I didn't know, like I didn't look up who he was or anything like that. But he was dope. He came with some good energy too, and I loved his energy as well. Like his energy was definitely lit. So I had such a good time, met so many great people. People in London were just so nice, so friendly. Like everywhere that I went, they were just cool, and it's so diverse in London. I would say it's still diverse in Paris, but it was a whole nother vibe in London. I love London, and I didn't even really get to see everything. So I'm definitely coming back. All of the people that I met just had really great energy, and yeah, so I'm gonna be back. I might come to the Cross the Tracks next year because it was a vibe. So I just had breakfast at the Muffin Man. It was absolutely amazing, really good. I got to try their English muffins. Check this out. I had the eggs Florentine, and I added tomatoes and some tea. The tea was amazing. Of course, I had to try the tea while I was in London. And let's see what else I had. I had lemon cake. Lemon cake was good. Their cakes are a little bit different than they are in the US, which is to be expected. They're more rich, I would say, and I like rich, so it's good. So now we're on the way to Kyoto Garden. It is an Asian garden here in London. So beautiful, so I can't wait to see it, take some pictures, and be a little bougie. So after leaving the gardens, I walked over to Notting Hill. It was about a 20 or so minute walk. But this is a location that's very popular for different movie shoots and stuff like that. So I wanted to see it. It was, you know, it's a big tourist area actually. And a lot of celebrities supposedly live in the area. And walking there, I saw so much beautiful architecture. Like, so beautiful. It was so beautiful. So I definitely recommend just walking around London. London is so beautiful, y'all. Like I didn't know what to expect. I really didn't. This trip was it was a pop-up retreat to Paris, and I was like, well, I never really wanted to go to Paris, but I've always wanted to go to London. It was cheaper to fly into London, so I flew into London, spent a couple days there, spent a few days in Paris, came back to London, and yes, I fell in love. So I would definitely be back. And we ate some really good food and also got to see the Little Mermaid, y'all. This theater was so beautiful. I was so happy to be able to experience this theater. Just look at the architecture, y'all. Like, it was just beautiful. And right in front of where we were sitting, there were these nice like beds. So we would have known, we could have got us a little bed, been sitting there chilling, you know. But I enjoyed the seats that we had as well. So it was definitely a great experience, great trip. After, we went right next door to the diner, because the theater has a little thing with the diner where you get half off of your food and drinks if you see a movie. So y'all, and they made milkshakes, but they could make the milkshake with oat milk and they could put liquor in it for you. I had a time in London, y'all. Like, London, y'all doing it right. Y'all are doing some things right for sure. One thing about London that I do want to talk about is the weather. So in London, they get so much sunlight, and I love that for them. Like, I love how much sunlight they get. When I tell you the sun was coming up hella early, like maybe like 4 or 5, and then it wouldn't go down till like 9 p.m. They have so much sunlight. But it's crazy because as soon as that sun goes down, it gets cold. Like, it's beautiful, nice weather as long as you're in that sun, but if that sun ain't nowhere to be found, baby, it's getting cold. Okay, so I think that's why you see a lot of people in London wearing jackets and all of that. So if you go to London, come prepared. Even if it's supposed to be nice weather, their weather is completely different from this US weather. So you want to make sure that you get you a jacket and come prepared, okay? Other than that, I'm sure you're gonna love London like I loved London, and I strongly recommend that you go. Information for all of my stays and everything is going to be linked below so that you can know how to have an experience like mine. So thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.